Hi, my name is Vicki. I'm going to be doing a radio show here, Fighting Children Youth Services in Pennsylvania. Seems to be a large number of families being destroyed by children and youth services. And we have put together a coalition, the Pennsylvania Coalition for Families and Parents. And you can call the coalition number at 206-339-9456. If you have been a victim of Children Youth Services in any county in Pennsylvania, please give us a call. We also have openings for liaisons in many counties still, if you're interested in taking that on. Today I'd like to talk about a little maneuver that Children Youth Services make by coming to your home, as they came to mine, unannounced, uninvited, without a warrant, without a court order, and removed my foster daughter. What they do, they seem to have all be connected as far as social workers and guardian ad litem and lawyers and judges, that removal was done without just cause. Child was definitely not in any danger, probably, well, she was in the most safe home she had ever been in. But they take the children, and then they have 30 days to get a court date. And in that 30 days, they make up all kinds of stuff, whatever they can make up. In my case, there wasn't a whole lot to make up because I did nothing wrong, and I had the paperwork to prove that, and the child was perfectly safe here. So they used her bio father as a scapegoat and accused him of being a child molester, which was proven by lie detector tests and testimony and therapy with the child that abuse never occurred. CYS will hold on to anything they can to keep children in the system. So beware. Do not let them in your home. You have no reason to let them in your home. If you are secure with your police department, small town, or you have someone that you trust in the police department, definitely call them and have CYS removed from your property. My mistake was letting in Kids Peace, and they were directed by Schuylkill County CYS to remove the child. I should not have ever left them in. If I would have known, I definitely would not have. But this goes on day after day after day, and they do need to have a warrant. They do have to obey constitutional rights and Bill of Rights. We all have them, but CYS somehow thinks that no one has rights anymore. They are above the law in their positions because when you go to court, if you can even get in the courtroom, they can sit up there on a stand and lie and lie and lie because they have what is known as immunity. They cannot be held responsible for those lies. That definitely has to change in Pennsylvania. In my case, the caseworker lied on the stand twice that I am aware of, and it meant nothing. She was not held accountable for that. She got away with that. And those lies alone should have put the child back in my care. It didn't. If you have a good relationship with your police department and you know ahead of time that they could possibly be coming to your house, let them know. Make sure that you make your school aware. Every year there is a form on our site under files that you can fill out and have on file at your school that they cannot come to your school and take your children or talk to your children. And every parent that has school-age children really needs to have that paperwork on file at that school and make sure that people know that they have no right to come and take your child or talk to your child. It's very important. It is under our files, again, Pennsylvania Coalition for Families and Parents' Rights. Our phone number, again, 206-339-9456. You can also email us at info_PAcoalition@gmx.com. Someone will get back to you. If no one's manning the phone live, someone will definitely get back to you, and we'll try and get you help or answer your questions. We're all in this together. So we're learning as we go along. We have had some success with some wins in Berks County. So we are starting to make a dent, but there has to be a lot of numbers of us with solid cases to move forward. I'm going to be taking callers in the future on this program, and I welcome anyone that has information that they can share. Call in and share your experience. Share what you have learned, or maybe how they ignored your constitutional rights or the law in general. They will write out just do anything against the law because they're not accountable to anybody. There's such a group of them now that when you can't get through to a judge, where do you turn? They have your children, and I've seen them keep children in the system for really no reason to keep them there, because my foster child would have been adopted, but Schuylkill County, instead of letting her get out of the system and live a normal life, took her from me because I was going to adopt her, and now she is still in the system as a foster child. And they do get money for these kids, and the kids don't see much of that money. Yes, they are cared for. They might eat lunch at school, but as far as getting much in the way of clothing or other things, they really don't. And a lot of times they get the money from the government and the states for these kids, and then they still have parents paying child support, which is fine to get some of that money back, but the children don't really see it. So I'd really like to hear from you if you have an issue, and you could share it with us, or just join our coalition. And as we go forward with this, putting our heads together and learning more how these agencies operate from the inside, maybe we'll be able to have a solid case. We are also looking for an attorney that's interested in taking us on. If you have an attorney that might want to sit down and talk to us and take our cause, because definitely the person that does this is going to have a name for themselves, because everyone runs from the system. They run, they don't want to get involved, because we have had an attorney here in Berks County that did take on the system, and they threatened to take her children. So that's when it gets pretty serious, when you can't even have an attorney try and help people when they know the system is wrong, because they'll take their children. I've seen attorneys get totally financially fighting the attorneys. So if it's happening to them, you're just not going to get anywhere. You're not going to. It's very difficult. A lot of times these attorneys will just take your money, and you have no way to get it back. If you get a lawyer appointed, which that happens a lot, as a guardian ad litem a lot of times are appointed, they're all in the same group. You're not going to win, because it's very seldom that an attorney that's appointed or a guardian ad litem that's appointed is going to be on your side. Their goal is whatever the social worker, whatever the children youth services people tell them to do, they do. They show up, they collect their money. Actually, my foster daughter's guardian ad litem didn't even show up, didn't even know who she was. We had to force him to talk to her. And after that happened, he talked to her, but he didn't show up at court to protect her, to stand up for her. He finally decided to show up in court when ordered by Schuylkill County CYS to keep the child in the system and keep her away from me. So showing up there, I didn't have a lawyer. I wasn't allowed in the courtroom because I'm a foster mom, even though by rights was allowed to be in that courtroom, but they couldn't let me in there and get away with what they got away with. And that's how it works. All the time, every time. If you win against these people, then you are very lucky, because it just doesn't happen. But we have a lot of people in our coalition, and of course everybody has different stories, but a lot of times you are sent for evaluations by psychiatrists. And don't doubt for 1 minute that they're also involved in this, and they can be really expensive. Of course, everybody is going to have some kind of diagnosis, and I guess who's ever got the better private lawyer and is paying a huge amount of money has maybe a better chance of getting a good evaluation and getting custody of children. It's not just CYS. Our family courts seem to have issues with just not being on the up and up, financially draining people, putting children through custody battles that are horrible. And it really does affect them for life, and it can affect the parents for life. People have breakdowns because it's so stressful for a father or a mother that doesn't have any access to their child because of a psychiatric evaluation that's false. I mean, these people meet with you for an hour, meet with your spouse for an hour, meet with you and your kids for an hour, the spouse and the kids for an hour, and they want to make a diagnosis as to what your whole life is about and if you're a good parent or not. You could have an off day. You could be right on your game, and it's just not going to matter because it seems that the outcome has already been decided, no matter what you do. And like I said, these psychiatrists are all in the bundle with the judges, with the lawyers, with the social workers. So you really got to beware. My best advice, and I did this, I was fortunate enough to have met an attorney from New Jersey. Her name was Barbara Washburn, and she was excellent. She came into Berks County, and she took this county by storm in my divorce and custody. She didn't play their game. They tried to play it. They tried to mess with her, but she didn't allow it. And I did get custody of my children, and I did get support, and I got what I was entitled to. I was a stay-at-home mom. I raised my children, and to have someone want to take them from me just because we're getting divorced was ridiculous. I wanted it to be even, fair, that it wouldn't affect the children. Have them on the weekends, have them 1 week, of each month during the summer. Holidays, I was willing to share all of that, and it worked out. And my judge, God rest her soul, Judge Ehrlich, I wish she was still here. She was very fair. And we don't have that much in our court systems anymore, and especially in our family court systems. There is just so little fairness. Sad, true, and it is so expensive to even think about going up against these people. They'll ask you for a $1,500 retainer, and you will never see that money, and you will not see the hours they put in to earn that money. It's a joke because it doesn't go nowhere. It doesn't go into your case. Next thing you know, you're getting another bill for over $1,000, and you haven't gotten anywhere because it's continuance and it's this, and then you're ordered to see a psychiatrist, and you're fighting for support, maybe even medical care. But if you're having these problems with family court or children and youth services, please, again, contact us, Pennsylvania Coalition for Family and Parents' Rights. Phone number again, 206-339-9456. And you can email us at info_PA-coalition@gmx.com. I will be on here again tomorrow, and I'm going to discuss my case and being a foster parent a little more in depth. So I can tell you some other things that they do that are very creepy to families and to people, that it's against the law, but they're getting away with it. I really do want to hear your stories. My guest call-in number is 646-595-2137. And I'm going to end it there. Thank you.